Sports that excel in the world will receive more international attention, especially by people in the champion athletes' home country or people from other countries. The popularity of athletes from a country who win international championship causes people to start being interested in the athlete's country of origin as well. How can this can be happen? This happens because when someone interested in something, they will look for the background or things that related to it. And in this case, if the fans come to if the fans come from other countries, then they will start to looking for the reference about the athlete's country. And if the fans become the same countries with the athletes, they will start to think about how can they can become the same with the athletes. And the next about sport that excel in the world will also be more appreciated internationally because people prefer tournaments where they can see the competition. They can see more competition in sport competition, and most people judge there is beauty in every sport arts. As the affirmative team, we really support into this motion today that the motion today is this house would prioritize funding sports that excel in the world competition. And why do we support into this motion today? This happens because look at the goals of both teams in this debating session. The team has the desire that they can develop and maintain their achievement in the world class competition in order to advantage the level of human resources in the country. In particular, the athlete resources in the country can increase over time. Next about our stance. Our stand is clear, which is to increase funding for sports that excel at world-class competition because that has become an advantage in itself. So they need more funds because if its sports is successful, there will definitely be more fans in that country, and there will definitely be many prospective athletes competing in that country. And after that, they will be trained to truly become a world-class athlete, and all these things require high funds, ladies and gentlemen. Next about our mechanism. From today's debating motion, several points of mechanism from our team to explain the sustainability of this policy are the first. We will increase training for high performance sports in this country, wherever it's appreciation to training which require more large funds in the future. This happens to get more attention from society, and they will think to can be the athlete too, and we do it for the athlete to make a better future for the athletes too. Secondly, we will improve requirements, training, and competition facilities who can train, select, as well as increase the motivation of prospective great athletes in the future. Because let's see, what is gonna happen when the athletes already retire? How can we searching other athletes if there is no if there is no if there is no some ecosystem to get a new athlete after the athlete were retired sometimes. And we will do this higher fund into this sports. Next about the characterization. The first one stakeholder in this debating session is the athlete. The characteristic of the athletes are they will have their own efforts and their own motivation to carry out training to guarantee their victory. But they still need proper training facilities for better training while their main interest to develop themselves. But if their income is not equal, then they will start to think about why they achieve higher performance and practice continuously, and they not commensurate with their sacrifice during training and focus in the sport. Therefore, by adding funding in sport that have international achievement, it will further support the athlete development and appreciate the athlete's effort in the future. The secondly is the society. Their main interest is support their pro athletes. There are even people from society who want to become athletes too when this happens. Supporting facilities are needed to realize that the interest of society. This is by adding funding for stricter selection and preparation prospective athletes who will be selected in the future. Next, about our character's justification point. The first one, why this is urgent to increase funding from sport that excel in the world. The first, to guarantee a better life and future for the athlete. Imagine if the athlete already had achievement at the international level. Let's see the framing in the status quo. When the athlete has become a champion on the world stage, there are two possibilities, namely, he will remain the sport as an athlete, they will stay as an athlete and competition, they will do so many competition anymore, and the second one is they will stay in the sport but they will becoming the coach from the sport. But look, if the athletes want to retire and take a break in the end, there is no choice to retire because the athlete has indeed received a prize from the state. But athletes' long-term survival will not be guaranteed unless if the athlete by successful is managing his prize by building a business or so on. But what if this doesn't work in the end? In the end of the day, the athlete who should have the right to retire instead have to continue their life with sports because they don't have any income to retire sometimes. So they need to stay in these sports until the end of the day. And the second, to select prospective athletes with achievement and attract the interest of prospective athlete in the end. Look again at the main interest of people who want to become the athlete. They have a few or whatever their future can be guaranteed when they become athletes in the future. Will their lives have guarantee so they don't waste training in the end? In addition, by adding this budget will improving the institution that requires sports development institution will make the competition more natural and training better, because if the budget is added to improve the institutional more, they can buy several development facilities and their institution and for their office needs for the development of athlete development. With all of this, we feel that it's very urgent to add budget to a sport that has achievement in the world. And secondly, the impact that will occur in the status quo, if this is true, that implementation in the status quo, because the athlete's future is guaranteed and the facilities and athletes screening are good in the status quo right now. At the status quo, if we implement this motion in the status quo right now, there is an impact that the main thing from the implementation of this regulation is the creation of clean and natural athlete regeneration ecosystem that causes after there is a world champion in a country and their athlete wants to retire, there will be a new candidate for world championship who is the more potential, and so on will be like that, because the sport coaching institution always update the latest training method and provides guarantee to athletes who have been dedicated to their life perspective. World athletes have also previously been training truly and continuously, resulting in the complete reading to compete in the world as well and have the possibilities to achieve success, which is better in terms of records and so on, because of the training that continues to grow within the country. So that's why we really support into this motion today, and we proud to be proposed. Thank you.